equestrian friends, it's me, Lisa, the Budget Equestrian. Welcome back to another video. And I wanted to do something a little bit different today. I've done review videos before in the past, but with this one, I wanted to kind of show the whole thing to you while I'm explaining and giving my opinion on what it is. And the reason I wanted to do this is because I have been looking for a new horse blanket for both of my horses, and I found two that I'm really happy with, and I thought it would be fun to share the blanket with you and also kind of give you the ins and outs of the blanket, get up close and personal so you can see how it works, how it looks, and then maybe you can decide if you wanted to try it too, in case you were looking for a new blanket for your horse. So the first blanket that I wanted to share with you today is made by Jeffers Equine. Jeffers Equine is an awesome online retailer that you can go buy all kinds of horse stuff, and they have really great deals. So I have been looking at this blanket for a while. I finally decided to just get it. I needed it, Frisby needed it, and I'm really happy that I decided to get it. So this blanket is called the Jeffers 1680D Supreme Plus Turnout Blanket. That's a mouthful. That's a lot of words. And the description on their website says that it is a tough 1680D, which stands for denier, horse blanket. And the reason I decided to choose this horse blanket for Frisby is because Frisby is very good at destroying horse blankets. So the higher the number in front of the D, so the 1680D, is actually a really strong, hopefully, horse blanket. At least the denier is stronger. And just to give you an example, a couple of years ago, I bought a new blanket for Frisby, and it was only the 1000 denier, and I put it on him. He wore it one time and he destroyed it. And I spent like $150 on that blanket, and then it was just destroyed. So Frisby would be a really good product tester for horse blankets when they say they're strong, because if they can outlast Frisby, then I think that means they're pretty strong. So when I found this blanket on Jeffers, I was really hopeful that with the 1680 denier, it would be able to withstand Frisby's rough housing in the blanket. And I was also really happy to see that it came in plum, which is really close to a purple color, and the price. This blanket is only $69.99, so $70, and you get a nice horse blanket that hopefully is strong and can stand up to Frisby. So $70 really isn't a lot of money when you're talking horse blankets. I think I've looked on every single online equine retailer site, and I have not found a horse blanket for less than $70. So I was really excited to try this out. Worst case scenario, if Frisby did rip it up, hopefully I would be able to patch it and keep it for Ethan, because Ethan is a lot better with blankets, not Frisby. And when I got the blanket, I was very excited to actually be able to see the material, because it looks like it's pretty strong. The front is really cool. So the front of the blanket has a T that looks like a T, literally. And it has a front buckle closure system with Velcro straps. So when you close the blanket up, the buckles actually are underneath, so the horse can't get to the buckles. And then the Velcro goes across the front of it, so then that puts something else in the way so the horse can't rip the buckles off. It also helps to prevent gaps and drafts. And it also has an extended skirt that acts like a belly flap with 3 surcingles that are adjustable to help keep that belly flap in place. And as an added bonus, it even came in a nice bag. Now, I don't know about you, but every time I get blankets in the bags, like the carrying bags or holder bags, I can never make the blankets get back into the bag. So I'm going to use these blanket bags for something else. Probably like storing some of my saddle pads or even some of the summertime sheets that I have for my horses. And back to the Jeffers blanket. It also has the hind leg straps that are elastic, and it also has a really nice tail flap to keep Frisby's hind end warm. And I really like how the tail flap is big, so it will cover his butt. And the weight of this blanket is really nice. This is considered a medium weight turnout blanket, meaning it has a medium weight of fill. And the fill on this blanket is 240 grams. So that's like what's inside the blanket that will help keep Frisby warm. The blanket is waterproof and breathable too, and there's no seam down the top, so moisture can't get in. And like I said, Frisby is the ultimate blanket tester because he is just so hard on his blankets. And while I don't blanket him all the time, I do want to make sure that I have a reliable blanket for him when it's cold and when the weather gets wet, which seems to happen here a lot. Now, I haven't had this blanket very long to determine how durable it is yet, but so far so good. And actually, when I put this blanket on Frisby, I put it on him first, and then when I was doing the other blanket on Ethan, Frisby was trying to open up the front of the blanket, and he was grabbing it with his teeth, and I could hear the Velcro on the front, and I could hear the Velcro on the buckles, and I'm like, oh no, he's gonna get it off. But he didn't get it off, and he's had it on all day so far as a test, and so far this blanket has stood up to Frisby, so I am very impressed. So if you have a horse who's also an ultimate blanket tester, this blanket from Jeffers Equine might be a viable option for you. And if your horse is more well-behaved and more mellow with blankets, be sure to come back to my channel because my next video, I'm going to share with you a review on the blanket that I got from Jeffers for Ethan. And Ethan is a lot more mellow with his blanket, but he tends to be hard on the hardware of the blanket. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing so you can watch all of the other videos that I have. And you can also click the bell icon. That way when I have a new video uploaded, you'll be alerted and you won't miss any of them. Again, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.